الحمد لله الذي خلقنا فهدانا والذي هو يطعمنا ويسقينا وإذا مرضنا فهو الذي يشفينا والحمد لله الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسوله البشير النذير الداعي إلى الله بإذنه والسراج المنير فبشر المؤمنين بأن لهم من الله فضلا كبيرا وحذر الناس يوم الحسرة وحذرهم من يوم الآزفة اللهم علمنا ما جهلنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. My dear fellow Muslims around the world, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written for us to meet once again in this series that I am continuing inshallah with you guys, that is to teach you all the Arabic language, the language of the Quran. So this is the episode 2 of level 2 and we are currently reviewing the level 1 book. But before we begin the real review, we need some tools to understand, in order to understand what we are learning better. So that's why I actually am taking these analysis. I thought that this might be, more beneficial to you to learn in the beginning than at a later stage. That's what I feel. And as I said, before, every teacher and every book, they all have different methods. So this is what I found would suit me the best if I were to learn the Arabic from the beginning. And I hope you guys inshallah also understand what I am trying to teach here well enough inshallah. And I hope this this method of mine, this analysis that we are doing on the word, is useful and beneficial, and you guys understand what that we are trying to do. Because I tell you that if you understand these basic analysis, you will have 10% of the Arabic language. The difficulty might have been reduced by 10 to 20%, I would say, because you will see soon that the adjective and the noun agreement really depends on these analysis, these rules. So inshallah we are going to go deeper into that and take more of the analysis. We already have done 2 in detail and went through the book. Some words also we took and we applied the analysis ourselves. We questioned about the words. These questions we asked about the words, whether it is aqil am ghayru aqil, whether it is used for intellectual beings or not, that's rational beings or not, which includes humans, also angels, I didn't mention that earlier, and the jinn. And also the second analysis was to see if that the word itself, is it muzakkar or muannath, is it male or female, is it masculine or feminine. That's the second analysis we did, and we went through the book also, some words, and we saw that if there is a tha marbuta, we immediately suspect that this is a feminine word, this is a female word, a feminine word. The word itself, when you say as I always mention, a pen, when you say qalamun, in itself, it isn't female or male, right? But the Arabic language, it divides all words into feminine or masculine. So all words would have a gender, you could say that, yeah. So qalamun, we don't see the ta marbuta that I talked in detail about to you, right? We don't have that ta marbuta in qalamun. So this qalamun is muzakkar, right? So let's take another word, a word which might have a feminine version, a female version, and a masculine version, a male version as well. Just add in that tha marbuta. Let's say, for example, talibun. So talibun doesn't have the tha marbuta, so it is muzakkar, it is masculine, male, right? Now just add the tha marbuta to talibun and see what happens. So when we add tha marbuta to talibun, it becomes Talibatun. Right? Sound familiar? Yes, that's a girl student, a female student. So that's really simple. I mean, we could just add this ta marbuta to a lot of nouns like ustadun, ustadatun, right? Mudarrisun, mudarrisatun. So we can muhandisun, engineer, muhandisatun, female engineer. So that's how I mean, that's an easy way to make feminine nouns. Just add the tha marbuta and you have the female version of whatever male noun you have, you already have. Okay, so let's go over to the board and see what we have done so far. So this is what we have done so far, what we took so far. So just to refresh your memory a little bit, we had the book open at first, which was the Medina book, the Medina Arabic book, the Arabic version, the original book of level 1, Al-Mustawa Al-Awwal. So we went over this book and found that these nouns that are given, they could be either, right, they could be either aqil am ghayru aqil, either used for intellectual things or non-intellectual things, non-human beings, right? And we also saw that these could be either used for, these could be either mudhakkar or muannath, they could be masculine or feminine. So this first word here, we are just taking this first word for now to do our sampling, the first sampling, and then we will apply later to other words as we have done in the previous lesson. Actually I did forget about the reminder today, but let's go ahead with the lesson, and maybe at the end inshallah I will try to see if we can just squeeze a little bit of a reminder there for you guys, inshallah. Okay, so let's go over to the board. So we already took the aqil and ghayru aqil. The first question was, is this word baytun aqil am ghayru aqil? Is it used for rational beings? Rational? You could just use any synonym like that. Rational, intellectual, used for humans or angel or jinn, something like that. But the main thing is, the main point is you have to understand what we are trying to do here. So let's call it, I mean, because we already called it intellectual and non-intellectual, let's say this aqil means intellectual. Okay, I don't know if you can even read that, but just it's intellectual that I have written, yeah. And the other one is, what is the other one? Non-intellectual. Simple, quite easy, right? So first we check if the word is عاقل أم غير عاقل. هذه الكلمة من فئة عاقل أم غير عاقل, right? That's the first analysis, and I hope you guys are, I mean, good enough with the analysis. So when we went through the book, and we found that most of the nouns that we have are غير عاقل, because most of the objects in the universe are غير عاقل. I mean, objects other than the human beings are much more, right? So almost all of the objects, I mean, most of the objects are all غير عاقل. And also we I told you that if we come across an adjective, a sifa, a thing which describes a noun, which describes a thing, another thing, like jadidun, which means new, right? So this jadidun adjective, we don't care if it is aqil am ghayru aqil, we just leave that. We just want to see if this thing is a living being first. Is it a living thing? Okay, and if it is a living thing, a cat is a living thing, a human being is a living thing, a muhandis is also a living being, right? Muhandis means an engineer. So out of these living things, then we check if it is a human being, right? Or a malaika, or an angel, or a jinn. But for now, just let's stick with human being. So we will check if it's a living thing first, and then after that, if it's a human being. If it is a human being, if it is used for human beings, we would say then, yeah, this kalima, this word is aqil. And you will see inshallah at a later stage that this is really, really beneficial when we are forming the plural of that word, or when we are referring to that word, like when we are asking a question about that word, we use man hadha for a human being instead of ma hadha. What is this instead of ma hadha for a thing. which is not a human. The second analysis was whether this baitun, this given word, is it mudhakkar or muannath? Is it used for the masculine gender or is it used for the feminine gender? Right? And this, believe me, this is really, really important in the nouns as well as in the verbs. Inshallah, we will take that later. There are, some really exciting things to learn. Inshallah, if you just stick with me, inshallah, and understand these beginnings. And if you don't understand or if you find anything difficult, just comment or just inbox me, and inshallah I will try to clarify it in the next lesson, inshallah, for all of you. So the next thing we went over was if the particular word was mudhakkar or muannath. So you understand that mudhakkar is male, even though it is not a real male or not a real boy or a real male, right? We use the word for everything, even for qalamun, even for baitun. For every object, every word is either masculine, either male or female, muannath, right? So we went through this book and we found that baitun doesn't have a ta marbuta. The first thing we are looking for is the first evidence to see if it is a muannath. If it is a feminine noun, we are looking at ta marbuta, and you all are familiar with that, of course. So baitun is mudhakkar, as I said. Baitun is also the first category, the first analysis. The first question was, is it aqil am ghayru aqil? It is ghayru aqil, right? It's not intellectual being, so it's ghayru aqil. The number two is it's mudhakkar. So we have already learned two things about this noun, and every other noun in this particular page is mudhakkar and ghayru aqil. Masjidun is ghayru aqil and mudhakkar. Babun ghayru aqil and mudhakkar. Kitabun ghayru aqil and mudhakkar. I repeat this so that when we take the next three things, you will be really, really familiar and really, really comfortable with the categories we already have taken, with the analysis we have already taken. So the next one is it mufrad, muthanna, am jamma? Is it singular? Is that word, the word we are given, the noun, is it singular? Is it only one? Or is it dual? And I mentioned to you that the Arabic has dual. If anything is two, they have a specific word for that. Just like qalamun is one pen, qalamani, they just add this ani to any noun to make it dual, to make it two. So from the word itself, you know that it is two pens, qalamani. If I say baitani, it means two houses. If I say talibani, talibun, once again, talibun, the word is aqil. The first question is it aqil am ghayru aqil? It is aqil. The second question, is it mudhakkar am muannas? Talibun, it's mudhakkar. And the third question, the third analysis is it mufrad, singular, muthanna, dual, or is it jam'un, plural? So we find that talibun is mufrad, right? Singular. So how do we make this talibun? How do we make this talibun muthanna? We just add ani. So talibun becomes what? Talibani. So if we have like talibun, if you have talibun here, how do we make it muthanna? How do we make it dual? We just add this ani, talibani. Just add the alif and noon and it becomes talibani. Also, if you have a mudhakkar, you know that talibun is mudhakkar, masculine, right? You already know that. Sorry, you guys can't see that. Okay. So you already know that talibun is mudhakkar. Talibun is what? Mudhakkar, masculine. I am just writing the M for male, masculine. Okay. So how do you make this talibun a muannath? You just add the ta marbuta, talibatum. I hope this doesn't confuse you guys. This is just to show you that even one word could be manipulated to make more of it. Like you could just manipulate the word talibun to make it a feminine, a female noun, which is talibatun. This is the feminine version of talibun. Also, you could just make this talibun, which you know that now is mudhakkar, right? And mufrad, singular. You could just make it dual by just adding ani, talibani, right? So, how do you make this talibatun muthanna? You can see that we can just branch out from any word to form multiple words, right? How easy is that? You just learn the word talibun and then you have talibatun. Just by adding the ta marbuta you get the feminine version. From talibun, which is the mudhakkar, the male version of the word talibun, the original version you could say, talibun, you just add ani plus alif and noon, ani, and you make it dual, talibani, right? Also, the muannath noun that you made from talibun, which is talibatun, that itself can be made a muthanna, right? And how do we make that muthanna? We just add ani to the end of talibatun. What's the last letter in talibatun? We have talibatun, right? So this becomes talibatani. Ta marbuta becomes a normal ta. Talibatani, which means two girl students. This talibani means two boy students, right? And here this talibatani means two girl students. So you can see, out of one single word, just one singular noun which is mudhakkar, talibun, it's all aqil. Of course, talibatun is aqil. So you will see inshallah at a later stage that we won't even consider this aqil and ghayru aqil part much, because as we get familiar with the words, we will see that around 3 to 4 things are the most important, and some of these apply to the verbs as well. More on that later inshallah. So you can see that we took the initial word talibun, made it a feminine noun. We made this talibun, the initial word, dual, and we also made the talibatun dual, right? And the same way we can even make plurals. I am going a little bit fast over here, but inshallah we will take it slowly. So all of these things inshallah I will repeat once again, so you don't have to worry if you didn't get them right now. I just want you to know how to distinguish between these analysis, all these questions that we are posing to any given word, any given noun. I want you to distinguish between these questions really well, and that will make Arabic a lot easier inshallah in the future lessons ahead to come. So we already saw that this baitun is mudhakkar, right? Because it doesn't have a ta marbuta, and this baitun is mufrad. Also, not every word can be made into a muannath. Okay, so if you have like qalamun, you don't make it a muannath, because there is not much of a difference between a female pen and a male pen, right? There is no need for you to make an already mudhakkar word, some words, which are mostly which are things, right? No need to make it a muannath. It's not grammatically correct even. So you can't say qalamun, qalamatun. No, don't do that. But it's useful when we have like a human being. Talibun, a student, is a human being, right? There are boy students and there are girl students. So in those cases, that's the reason we should learn the mudhakkar and muannas really well. For those reasons, and also aqil and ghayru aqil really well. In those cases, we could make muannath and mudhakkar out of those nouns, like just adding the ta marbuta. Talibun, talibatun. Tabibun, which is a male doctor, becomes tabibatun, which is a female doctor. More on that later. Just don't worry for now. For now, just understand this baitun, the word we already have. We already have in front of us. Just worry about this word, what this word implicates, and what this word, which of these categories this word falls in into. Okay, so baitun is ghayru aqil, not used for humans, not a human being. Baitun is also mudhakkar, the third category. Is it singular? Is it muthanna, which is dual, or is it plural? So this is mufrad and this is muthanna, right? Two pence is muthanna in Arabic. In English, this is plural. Just remember that. In English, two or more. Two or more is plural in English. But in Arabic, plural becomes only three or more. Okay? Three or more. This is plural. Three is also plural. Four is also plural. 5, 6, and you can just go on. All of those, all of which is beyond three and beyond is all plural. But for two, we have a special word for two. Anything we can just add ani, qalamani, baitani, talibani, talibatani. Just keep adding the ani to any noun you find, and even if it's aqil am ghayru aqil, if it's used for human beings, if it's not used for human beings, you just keep adding this ani to any noun you find. Okay, and then you will have the dual. The plural, in English also it's really difficult. Some plurals are not regular. For example, in English, if you were to make a plural from, let's say, students, from student, if you are to make plural from student, you just add an s to the end, right? So it becomes students. Maybe for clarity I could like write with this another pen. Yeah, students. So now you can see, just by adding this s, you made it a plural, right? But it's not always the case. You know that, right? I mean, most of the nouns you could just add an s. Teacher, teachers, just add an s, right? Pen, pens, just add an s, right? Also doctor, just add an s. Doctors, right? But there are some words in English as well. In fact, many words in English as well, which doesn't have this I mean, regular plural form, right? So let's take an example. For example, the word woman, which is one, women, right? Women, which the plural is women, right? So this is not adding an s. No, that's not correct. So in Arabic also there are some there are some plurals, some jam', some plural forms. You should just by heart. There is no like no certain like thing you can just add. You can no shortcut to form those plurals. You just have to by heart it. Okay. So the plural of baitun is buyutun. Buyutun. Okay. Buyutun. The singular form of baitun was just the initial word, which is baitun. Baitun is the singular. How do we make it dual? We make it dual just adding this ani. Is by, sorry, just adding this ani, which makes by tani. So it's really easy. We will go more into making these, I mean, duals. Just don't worry if you don't get anything for now, because inshallah it will be repeated later. But try to understand as much of these lessons and as much of these analysis that we are doing in order to, I mean, in order for you to use Arabic more efficiently, inshallah. And whenever you look at a certain word, you already know 5 things about it at least. So you are just not by heart in words. Just like that, you will, I mean, you will just look into the word more carefully and find out if this word baitun or kitabun or sarirun, if this word is mudhakkar, is it masculine, is it mufrad, okay? So and how do you make muthanna out of it, like that, things like that. So baitun, baitani and buyutun. So for now the word we have is baitun, of course. So is baitun aqil am ghayru aqil? It's ghayru aqil. Is baitun mudhakkar am muannath? It's mudhakkar, right? Is it mufrad, which means singular, or muthanna, which is dual, or is it jam'un, plural? So we saw that baytun is mufrad, and the dual form of baytun is baytani, right? And the plural form is buyutun. As I said, some of these plurals you have to just by heart, but inshallah we will see later, inshallah soon we will see that you could really make, plurals from many words just as easily as in the English, making students. Okay, so for now, just remember these three categories. Here we are learning, and remember how to distinguish between mufrad, muthanna, and jam. Okay, so buyutun means houses, right? Baitani means specifically two houses. English doesn't have a special word for two houses, so you can't just say hausani, right? No, that's absurd. You will just say houses, two houses. So and this is a house. Okay, so let's go through the book and apply these three categories to what we have learned so far. Okay, so that we can see if we understand this well or not. So the first word is, can you see the mouse? The first word is baitun, right? Baitun, which means a house. Is baitun aqil am ghayru aqil? Ghayru aqil. Is baitun mudhakkar am muannath? Mudhakkar. It doesn't have ta marbuta. That is the only category we are using for now. Okay, the only evidence. So if baitun is like if baitun had the ta marbuta, of course this is not a ta marbuta. It is a ta, but it is ta maftuha. There is a maftuha and marbuta. I already showed you the difference. Maybe for those of you who didn't watch the episode 1, let's distinguish between them once again. This is ta marbuta. Okay, this is ta marbuta. Sometimes when it is joined with another letter, it's like this shape. Then this is ta maftuha, the ta we have now. So these are the muannath forms. Okay, this could be mudhakkar or muannath. You could check. Inshallah, we'll go through that later. So baitun. Baitun, is baitun mudhakkar or muannath? It is mudhakkar. It doesn't have ta marbuta. Okay, ta marbuta. And is it mufrad, muthanna, am jamma? Right? It is mufrad. You already know. It's just one house. Hada baitun. This is a house. It's only one house. What about masjidun? Masjidun. Also the first category, same as first and two categories. Even the third categories, all are the same as baitun. It's ghayru aqil. Masjidun is ghayru aqil. Masjidun is mudhakkar. And masjidun is mufrad. Babun, right? The same. Kitabun, the same. Ghayru aqil, not used for humans, not a human being. And mudhakkar, right? Male, masculine, and mufrad, right? So you know, what we are doing. So just by looking at this word sarirun, you could, just think in a split second that this word is ghayru aqil, this word is mudhakkar, and this word is mufrad, right? Don't confuse between these. You have to, learn in this order or any other order. Just these 5 things. Inshallah, there are 2 more. These 5 things about any word you should be able to say really, really quickly. So sarirun is the same we said about baitun. All of these words basically are ghayru aqil, mufrad, ghayru aqil, mudhakkar, and also ghayru aqil, mudhakkar, and also ghayru aqil, mudhakkar, and also this is mufrad. Okay, sorry about this, just give me a second. Okay, just a minute. Okay, sorry about that. I actually am using my phone as my phone as a camera, and that's why when I just now received a call, and that's why it stuck a bit. Sorry about that. Hope this just is corrected ASAP. Oh, it's stuck now. Okay. Anyway, هذا بيت means from the word بيت, from the word كتاب, and from the word قلم, from the word مكتب, سرير. From all these words, you can tell if it is مذكر أم مؤنث, right? If it is مذكر أم مؤنث. So, I want you to look at the next page of your book, the Arabic book that you have in your hand, and think about these nouns. I will give you like 10 seconds. Think about the word tabibun here, waladun, talibun, rajulun, and distinguish between that and baitun, masjidun, miftahun. What are the differences you could make, I mean, in those three categories? So if you answer the question number one, is for example مفتاح غير عاقل أم عاقل؟ غير عاقل. Is طبيب عاقل أم غير عاقل؟ It's عاقل, right? Move on to the next. If it's مذكر أم مؤنث. Just do that exercise until I let this camera thing go, right? Okay, I hope this works now. So, is طبيب is طبيب عاقل أم غير عاقل؟ طبيب is عاقل, right? Is طبيب مذكر أم مؤنث؟ طبيب is مذكر. Is طبيب مفرد مثنى أم جمع؟ Right? طبيب is... Oh, we got the camera back. Alhamdulillah. Actually, the thing is, I am using my phone as the camera because the webcam, it's not good for these online, I mean, broadcasts. The webcam is really bad quality. That's why I'm using my phone as the camera, and just now, because I forgot to switch off the Wi-Fi, a call came through Messenger. I'm sorry about that. So let's continue with the lesson. So Tabibun, we already went through that. Waladun, what's waladun? What is the meaning of waladun? Waladun means a boy. Is a boy a human being? Yes. So immediately, aqil. Is waladun mudhakkar? Yes. You can just see waladun is mudhakkar in any way. The word itself also is mudhakkar. It doesn't have tha marbuta, right? So talibun, student, and also waladun is mufrad. Okay. Inshallah, as we progress, we will learn how to make muthanna of these, how to make dual of these, how to make jam', plural of any of these words, and how to make mu'annath of these words. And also from those mu'annath, we could in turn make muthanna, dual of those mu'annath words, those feminine words, like talibatun, talibatani, talibatun, like that, inshallah. But for now, just try to, develop this skill in when you are looking at any Arabic noun. You already know to tell 2 or 3 things about that particular noun. Okay, so rajulun, the same. So all of these are aqil. Talibun, waladun, tabibun, rajulun, all of these are aqil. That answers the first category, the first question, first analysis. Is it aqil? Yes. What's the next one? Is it mudhakkar or muannath? All of these are mudhakkar. The next one is all of these either mufrad, singular, muthanna, dual, or jam'un, plural. So we see all of these words are mufrad, right? Okay, so kalbun, غير عاقل, مذكر, مفرد. حصان, غير عاقل, right? What? مذكر and mufrad. So let's take something else which is a little bit different maybe. Okay. Here we don't see any feminine nouns so far. Mm. Okay, let's just check. Just looking for a feminine noun here. Okay, so let's see. Uh, yes, al jannatu. Al jannatu. Al jannatu means what? The paradise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or it could be in a garden as well, right? Any garden, but Jannah we usually refer to as the Jannah in Akhirah. So, Jannah, Jannatu. Is this aqil am ghayru aqil? Ghayru aqil. It's not a human, not used for human beings. Is this mudhakkar am muannath? Yeah, we can see the ta marbuta here. So it is a muannath. Is it mufrad am muthanna am jam'? We can just see it's only jannatu. One jannah. So it's mufrad. If there was jannatani, jannatani an yaminin wa shimal. You can see in the Quran as well. So jannatani means two. So see, you already learn. I mean, the next time when you read this ayah, you will already know from the word itself, anything which has ani would initially be suspected to be dual. And most of the cases it's dual. Jannatani, mudhammatani. Right? Jannatani would be dual, but Jannatun is plural. Al Jannatu. You can notice that sometimes this al, it has this additional al instead of Jannatun with the tanween with the double dhamma. Jannatun, we sometimes have al, and al, alif lam at ta'rif, and tanween, they doesn't come together in a word. Okay, you should remember that. If you say al jannatu, it's only one dhamma. But jannatun has dhammatain, right? Tanween. Jannatun, un sound, right? Jannatun. But you can't say al jannatun. No, that's wrong. Okay? You can't, say tanween with alif lam at ta'rif, with the definite article al, alif and lam, which makes a noun definite, which means the garden. Okay, so al jannatu here basically means the garden, and this is the next category that we are trying to learn. Is it definite or indefinite? But before that, just let's go through this once again. Yeah, here zahratu, which is ghayru aqil. It's a ghayru aqil. It's muannath because it has ta marbuta, and it's mufrad, just one zahra, one flower. Az zahratu means flower. I want you all, to write the meanings. If you don't know now, just print out the page maybe, or just write separately in another book of yours. Use a notebook. It's really beneficial for these lessons. So going through this book, we are in page 27, 8. Yeah, anything different we could use? Yeah, tabibatun. Tabibatun, this word right here, is it aqil? Tabibatun means a doctor. What does tabibatun means? Tabibun is also a doctor, but tabibun is a male doctor. Tabibatun is a female doctor. You can see that Arabic distinguishes between female and male in everything, almost everything. Yeah. So tabibun, male doctor. Tabibatun is female doctor. So now we already know two things about it, or three things. Aqil, tabibatun is aqil. Tabibatun is muannath, which means feminine. It's a female doctor. And tabibatun is just one tabibatun, just mufrad, singular. So ghayru aqil, yes, muannath, and mufrad. Okay. Sayyaratun, ghayru aqil, mudhakkar. Sorry, it's ghayru aqil because ta marbuta, muannath, ghayru aqil, muannath, and mufrad. So I hope you all have got an idea of how to distinguish between these three categories, and what if you see any word right here, for example nafidatun, is it mudhakkar muannath, is it aqil am ghayru aqil, is it used for intellectual beings, is it what's its gender, what's the number, is it plural, singular, is it dual, right? So about any of these words you could say, any of these nouns inshallah you could say that here is al-ummu. What is al-ummu? What's the meaning of ummun? Al-ummu, right? Ummu is a person. Ummu is mother, right? mom. So which basically literally translates to the mother, which because of the additional alif and lam in front of it, which makes any noun definite, right? So means the mother. Okay, so is this word aqil am ghayru aqil? It's aqil, right? Used for it's a human being, right? Is it mudhakkar am muannath? It doesn't have tha marbuta in it, but we know for a fact is a female, right? Mom is a female always. So even if it doesn't have tha marbuta at the end of it, female nouns which are used specifically for female are always female in gender as well in the language. The word itself is female even if it doesn't have tha marbuta. So now we can say it is aqil and it is muannath, right? Female, feminine, and it's mufrad, just one just one mother. Okay, so I hope you guys go through this book and try to distinguish between these three categories. Let's take the next category. Is it? Yeah. Okay. So here from the same book that I previously showed, I have just erased this part, the other pictures from here, and this is what we are going to do. All 5 categories right now in front of you. So we have already gone through 3 of these categories, 3 of these analysis, 3 of these questions were answered already about this baytun, the word baytun. So the first one was, it is ghayru aqil, right? It's not rational, it is ghayru aqil. It is ghayru aqil. Okay, it's not aqil, it is ghayru aqil. The second category, baytun, is it mudhakkar am muannath? Yes, it is masculine, male in gender, so it's mudhakkar. The third one was, is it mufrad or muthanna am jam', singular, dual or plural? We already know it is singular. Now the fourth one, yes, it's simple, really simple. Is it, does it have alif and lam at ta'rif? Does it have al in the beginning? You already are familiar with this word because you say algebra, right? So that's the same al in al-jabr. From that Arabic word, algebra was taken. Okay, so al-baytu, is it nakira am ma'rifa? Nakira means indefinite. Nakira means a house. Okay, nakira means a house. An elephant. In English they use a, o, an. These 2 articles are used for indefinite nouns, a and an. So you can say a house, a pen, right? A house. Oh, it just brought that back. A house or a pen. Okay, a house, a pen. And if you have a vowel in front of it, you use an. For example, an ant. Because a is a vowel, the English use an instead of a ant, right? So in Arabic, it's all the same. The tanween, it's all the same. Tanween used over and over again. Okay. So let's quickly go into the board. So let's say this 4th category is to check whether if the word is with the article the, if it's the house or a house. Is it the pen or a pen? Is it the ant or is it an ant? Right? To distinguish between the definite article, the definite noun, and the indefinite noun. The definite has al in it. We have already defined. So when I say the house, I must have already used that house, or you already know what house I am speaking about. That is being definite. Ma'rifa. in the word actually in itself also means to know. Ma'rifa, right? Arafa ya'rifu, to know. So we are seeing this if it is nakira or ma'rifa. Let's go to the board. Maybe take a new, right? Yeah. So the fourth question is if it is, sorry. The fourth question is it nakira? Naki. Is it nakira or is it ma'rifa, right? Is it nakira or is it ma'rifa? نكرة. هذه الكلمة نكرة؟ فئة نكرة أم معرفة? Does it have ألف لام التعريف? Right? Once again, sorry about my handwriting. Is it nakira or ma'rifa? So how do we know if it's nakira or ma'rifa? Really simple. Let's take the word, the same word, baytun. The same word we are taking, baytun. So you can see this baytun. This actually is the same as this dhammatain. Okay, baytun. It's just a shortcut. We just write like that. Baytun. If it has this tanween at the end, okay, if it doesn't have alif and lam at the beginning, right, it is nakira. So this is nakira. And if it has al in front of it, al, for example, plus al plus baytun, al plus baytun would give al baytu, al baytu. So this here means just one house, a house. Not one house, two house even could be nakira, but for now let's just say baytun means a house. Okay, al baytu means the house. Okay, so this is the fourth category. We are looking for this alif and lam at the beginning. This alif and lam right here. Al baytu. Is it nakira or ma'rifa? Is this word in front of us, is it nakira? Does it end in tanween? Does it just say anything in particular? Is it indefinite? Right? Baytun, qalamun, talibun, tabibun, anything. It could be anything. Just any noun that comes to your mind or you come across. Just check if it has tanween. And you should know this tanween and al doesn't go together. This never happens. Okay? This is mamnu in al-lugha al-arabiyya. They don't have tanween and alif lam in the same word. So you can't say al baytun. You can't say al baytun. This is wrong. Okay? You can't say al baytun. You can't say this tanween with alif lam at-ta'rif. You can't gather them, okay, in the same word. So it could be either baytun, or if it's with al, you should let go of one dhamma and make it al baytu. And it's not always dhamma, right? Sometimes the word has baytun, for example, for example, it could be baytun. It could also be baytin. This tanween, this is tanween, and also if it is baytan, if it's baytan even, this is also tanween. All these three are nakira, right? So if you say al baytu, al bayta, al bayti, all of those three are ma'rifa, and that is the next category we are learning about this word. Does it have dhamma, or does it have fatha in the end? Does it have dhamma at the end? Does it have a fatha at the end, or does it have kasra at the end? This is the fifth and final category that we will look into, inshallah. Believe me, it's really going to be interesting once you apply these concepts in sentences and you figure out that why can't you say baytun jadidatun, or why can't you say baytun jadidatan, right? Or why can't you say baytin jadidatan? There should be some agreement in these adjective and noun, and inshallah it will really make things a lot easier for you if you take, if you master this analysis, if you master this analysis and how to answer these questions, how to figure out if a certain word is ma'rifa or nakira, how if it is mufradam muthanna am jam, if it is مذكر مؤنث, if it is عاقل أم غير عاقل, and the last one we are checking is if the end of it has dhamma or dhammatain, or does it have fatha or fathatain, even same category. Does it have kasra or kasratain, another category. Three categories: nominative, accusative and genitive. We are inshallah we will go into the details of them, and it will be inshallah really exciting if you guys really understand these things and move forward with me inshallah slowly. Just like I said, if you don't understand this right now, if you don't understand any of these right now, don't worry, inshallah we are going to keep repeating this until inshallah you guys get this. So if you have any doubts, or if you want to clear anything up in the future lessons, just message me or just put down a comment inshallah, and I will get back to that thing inshallah. So we will stop at this now, for today inshallah. We will stop it here at the fourth category, and inshallah we will go through the book and see if all those nouns are either nakira or ma'rifa inshallah in detail in the next lesson. So inshallah every Monday, for now inshallah it's going to be weekly lessons, because I also will have the other the other level 1, which is on Thursdays, and level 2 you guys on Mondays, and even if you are not familiar with the writing of Arabic, or if you are not familiar with some basics of Arabic, just follow us in level 1 as well. The level 1 episodes, they will come out in on Thursdays inshallah, and also inshallah in the future I will try to answer your live comments inshallah. But for now, because there are some connection issues usually, I am inshallah just skipping that part for now. Okay, so about the reminder, yeah, I forgot it at the beginning, so just let's it's only going to be a few minutes. So how do you spend your time, all of you? It's really an important question, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says for the to the disbeliever in Yawm al-Qiyamah, أَوَلَمْ نُعَمِّرُكُمْ مَا يَتَذَكَّرُ فِيهِ مَنْ تَذَكَّرُ. Did we not give you enough respite, enough age, enough umr, right? So that anyone in that age, in that time period, if he or she were to remember, he would have remembered, right? So this is this reminder is about the importance of time and not to waste it. So there are some ways, some steps you can do right now also, in order not to waste time in social media or in any other platform or in any other thing as well. Yes, I am not saying that you should always be on your prayer mat and always making tasbih. No, we are human beings. We really get bored easily, I know that. But those things that you do when you are bored, please try to make those things also as useful as possible. I know, we are not robots, of course, I know that. We should acknowledge that about ourselves as well. But anyway, when you are browsing through Facebook, this is something I have done myself also. A lot of times when one video comes in front of you, it leads to 100 more, right? You are watching like a 1-minute clip and you end up wasting 1 or 2 hours of your time. So to stop that, there is a setting in Facebook which allows you to not play videos automatically. That would also help, in order to save time inshallah, because believe me, time is the most important, the most precious thing, the most precious treasure anyone could have on this earth, because we only live here for like 50, 60, 70 years, right? Most of us don't reach even 100. So it's it's a short life really. It shouldn't be wasted in those things, in watching those useless videos. Most of all, it's useless. I am talking about myself here even, right? We are all equal. We are all in this together, as I mention often. You and me, we are no different. Even if I spent like 12 years in Medina, maybe studying this, I don't know much. It's an honest answer. I'm not being humble right now. I don't know this Arabic stuff also. Like an expert, no. But I'm just trying to teach you guys what I know. So just go to that setting in Facebook. Go to the settings, and at the bottom of the settings you will find videos and photos. I think in that setting you will find the setting which I am referring to now. Stop playing videos on auto. Okay, both on Wi-Fi and cellular. There is some setting like that. I hope you guys do that. And also, if you find yourself wasting time more often, every time you finish with Facebook or Instagram or anything, just sign out and then sign back in, because that also, in that way also, maybe you can save some time, because if it's open already, you will end up just scrolling and scrolling mindlessly, right? So I hope inshallah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts barakah in our time, and he blesses us in our life, and let us prepare for the next life well, using the time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the time and health even that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. So as usual, inshallah, at the end I will leave you one video to watch about the Medina life and places in Medina. So this is not the full version that I am showing right now, but inshallah I will upload to YouTube, and you can just check in the channel for new videos and the vlog stuff and all of that. I am sorry once again if it is a new nuisance to some of you. Really sorry about that, but I just hope that some of our youth inshallah will benefit from these lectures, and it will make them more interested in this series inshallah. So wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Right over there is Mount Uhud. Actually, part of it, the mountain is much bigger than what we can see from right here, because it extends to the other side as well. This is Masjid Sayyid Shuhada. Right that way, that is where Al Masjid Al Nabawi is. There's Jabal Al Rumah, the mountain where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam ordered the archers. He positioned the archers on this mountain, and he ordered them not to come down no matter whatever happens the day of the battlefield in here. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave them specific instructions not to come down the mountain even if they are killed. And this is it, Jabal al-Rumah, Mount of the Archers, which was previously called as Jabal Aynain. It is said that this mountain is not the same size it used to be, because over the years, it's more than 1,000 years, over the centuries, there were a lot of torrential rains which wiped out some sands of the mountain every year. And also it is said that if 1 billion people, for example, take pieces of small rocks over the centuries, it would have a significant reduction in the size of this mountain, which is just a small hill now. So regarding that, we shouldn't actually collect anything for blessings from here. It is not in the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, nor anywhere to be found that these rocks or these mountains have blessings in themselves. For example, that you can heal, or maybe if you take a rock to your home, it has barakah. No, there is nothing of that sort in this mountain, and there is no fadl, no extra blessing or no extra reward even for climbing that mountain. But for the purpose of showing around, maybe I will just climb now. But you should remember, yeah, there is no reward actually for climbing this, or no sunnah. This is something, even if you do, you shouldn't do with the intention of getting rewards, or with the intention that this is a religious thing to do.
حبيبتان إلى الرحمن خفيفتان على اللسان ثقيلتان